What's wrong with Western women? That's the million-dollar question. In this video, we delve into the reasons why so many men are shunning Western women and are searching for women in Southeast Asia. If this is your first time on the channel, or you have returned and liked the content, then can I ask you to please like, share and subscribe. It really does help me and the channel. Oh yeah, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss out on upcoming videos. And if you are looking at ways to potentially meet a gorgeous woman from Southeast Asia, or you are interested in some cool links, then check them out in the links below in the description box. What are the problems Western men are having with women from their own countries? Now, there may be some people out there that will see this video as sexist. That is not my intention, as I really do respect women. This video is intended to highlight a real phenomenon. Men are looking for women away from Western countries in droves. Do the problems stem from recent changes Western civilization has brought onto the behaviour of women? Many men from America, the United Kingdom, Australia and Europe are flocking to Southeast Asia or looking online to find Asian women. Maybe it's the elite's agenda to push feminism onto Western cultures, having succeeded in corrupting Western women. Has this happened by playing on a woman's natural instincts and emotions? Has this agenda succeeded in destroying families? Before you get the wrong impression here, I want to be clear about something. Women are not perfect, neither are men. But make sure you watch till the end of this video to see what my personal opinion on why Western men are shunning Western women. I don't believe Western women are fully to blame for what's happened to them in the last 50 years. Were these changes perpetrated from the top down intentionally with a specific end in mind? Whether that has really happened or not, you cannot ignore the fact that more and more men are shunning Western women and are lusting after Asian women. The rates of divorce and breakups in Western cultures are at epidemic proportions. So, what has changed in the mindset of males and females in Western society? After speaking to many men about the subject, below are some of the reasons why men themselves believe why this is happening. 1. Are Western women narcissistic and attention-seeking? With the advent of social media, has this made Western women narcissistic? Take away a woman's Instagram in this day and age, and you have to wonder how she will react. Many women live, breathe, and are obsessed with having an Instagram following. Is a modern woman so starved for validation that Instagram is the only way to get her daily dopamine hits? These, of course, are provided courtesy of most social media apps. And this generally involves the younger generations of women. One good thing social media has done is made it easier to filter out narcissistic women. For the record, I don't believe social media is ruining women, I just think it's brought out the narcissism out of the women. Women are naturally validation-seeking creatures. The corporations that created these technologies are playing upon the inherent weakness in women by creating apps that would addict them to these very apps. These apps are designed to be addictive. 2. Western women have been raised and brought up on the belief that she doesn't need a man. Ever noticed how Western women have an attitude about them having to be self-sufficient? They are taught that they cannot rely on a man. While I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing because we do live in a modern world, it does take away the instinct of a man who has evolved with the mindset of being the provider. 3. Western women have been raised to believe that she is no different or is exactly the same as a man. This might just be the biggest issue on this whole list. Men and women have evolved very differently since the dawn of time. They had to survive. Women relied on men to provide food for the family, to protect the family from life or death situations. The women played a very important role in that relationship, in that she looked after the children and cooked the food that the men had brought home. Thousands of years of evolution have not really changed in the basic instincts of men. It's normal to feel like they should be the provider. Whether you like it or not, men and women are not the same. 4. She values her career and her freedom more than finding a man or raising a family. This is so true in a modern world and is prevalent everywhere, especially in Western cultures. Many Western women care nothing about having children and are completely focused on their careers. Women in Western cultures have been raised to believe that they are equal to men and therefore need to go to a university, go into massive debt to obtain a degree, and then be a corporate wage slave for the rest of their lives. 5. Women today are encouraged to be promiscuous. They are taught sexual encounters with random men liberate and empower them. Women think they have been liberated by having sex with many partners. Could it be a case of the more sexual partners a woman has, the less she is able to bond with any one man? This ties back in and is rooted in the idea that men and women are exactly the same. The problem is that women sleeping around with many men is not the same thing as men sleeping around with lots of women. It is genetically coded into the DNA of men to desire freedom, variety, and to spread the seed far and wide with as many women as possible. It's the same as any male species on the planet. This is not part of a woman's DNA. Men are turned off by women who are promiscuous and that sleep around all the time. Promiscuous women are not a turn-on for men. However, men who sleep with a lot of women are attractive to women. Women have always desired men that have been pre-approved by other women. This is called pre-selection. This is not the case when we look at this the other way around. 6. Western women have a skewed and misplaced view of their own sexual market value. Women today in Western cultures have such a vastly misplaced understanding of what their sexual marketplace value is. Women in the West generally do not know what men really want. The first thing that catches a man's attention is their sexuality. Unfortunately, to a lot of men, Western women just don't attract them physically. 7. Western women are taught by feminism to have and maintain a victim mentality. Women have been taught that they have been oppressed, that men have held them down from reaching their true potential. Nothing could be further from the truth. Women were never oppressed, they just played different roles than men did. Men and women are better together than they are apart. They are complements to one another. One is there to lift up the other and to help them in ways when they have had a hard time when they're by themselves. Western countries are not a great place to be a single heterosexual man. The women there have been corrupted by wayward cultural influences. They may be great places to sow your seeds as a young man, so to speak, but you just have to realise that before you make any major life decisions, like committing to a marriage or having kids, this is what you will be facing. I'm not saying you can't find a fantastic woman in the West. I am generalising. You're not living in the same world that your grandfather or even your father grew up in. These times are not the same as genuine pair bonding between men and women. It's increasingly becoming the case that men have to leave their own country to find a woman worth committing to. Me personally, I believe in evolution, and I believe that we have evolved through the ages with men and women having specific roles within the relationship. Men have certain roles and women have theirs as well. I believe that modern women have crossed over to a man's domain and have disempowered them as men. Women from Southeast Asia still recognise those roles and even demand that men play the role of a man. At the end of the day, that's all men want: to be respected and allowed to be a man.